Hello! Thank you for coming to this video today, guys. I really appreciate it. This is going to be an important video. This is all of the Project Catalyst information. I see a lot of people in the community ask me questions on the Discord or over email, and they essentially say, what's going on with Catalyst? You know, how do I participate in Cardano's Voltaire, right? Voltaire is very important. What Voltaire is it's the ability for all of us to use our ADA tokens to vote on projects, right? And then we look at the return on intention for those projects, and we learn a lot from it. So it's very important that you participate in Project Catalyst. It's very important that you know what's going on because your vote matters, right? And your opinion matters, and maybe even your proposal matters. You know, maybe you want to build something, you want to do something that will add value. It's very, very important for you to start paying attention to this, see how the whole process works, and hopefully you can provide value, right? Because a lot of people say, I don't know how to provide value to Cardano, but they don't know anything about the Project Catalyst stuff, right? And the Project Catalyst stuff is probably the easiest way, in my opinion, to provide value because you don't have to really have any skills, right, beforehand. So yeah, it's very important. So if you guys, I also would really appreciate it if you left a like and you commented on this video, click the notification bell and clicked all, and also left a comment down below. I'm trying to push this video out to the wider Cardano community so we can all be educated on Catalyst, what's happening, because I feel like Voltaire right now and Project Catalyst is something that a lot of people are lacking information on. So just by doing those few things, you really do help me out and also help those people out. So if you guys want to support my channel, the best way you can do so is delegate to Bloom. We have Bloom through Bloom 6. The two that I would recommend delegating to right now is Bloom 4 and Bloom 5. They're the least close to saturation, although the other pools are doing just fine. I manage that myself, so don't worry about that. Also, I provide stake pool consultation, so if you're interested in starting your own stake pool and need some consultation, feel free to contact me at peyton@bloompool.io. So yeah, let's go into the Catalyst stuff. We're going to be talking about ADA rewards, you know, so how you can actually earn rewards from participating in Catalyst. We're going to be talking about the rewards payment state for voting. We're going to be talking about registering to vote. All the information you need about Project Catalyst, you're going to be able to get on my channel. I'm going to release it each week as the information comes out. So make sure you guys stay tuned and click that subscribe button. Let's get started. So we'll just jump right into the Project Catalyst stuff. I know this is what everyone's excited for. This is how you're actually going to be earning ADA rewards for participating in this stuff. And it's also very important because the stuff that you do, you know, that what us all contributing will lead to, I think, an increase in the price of ADA, right? So we are adding value to the ecosystem by doing this stuff. So don't take it for granted. So the TLDR, you know, the too long don't read. Proposal submission ends in 1 hour, so this has already ended. So the proposal submission is for people that want to submit ideas, and these ideas are what is going to eventually be voted on. So essentially, let's say I submit one for a podcast, and then I ask for 15K. Well, that proposal is what will be voted on the app, right? So that's now over, and this is for the Community and DApp Challenge. So there will be another time to do this. If you miss the window, it's no worries. I actually missed the window. It's unfortunate because I thought that it was going to be extended another week. I heard someone say that, and then looking back at this, I missed it. So it's very unfortunate. But yeah, so you'll be able to do this again in 6 weeks. It's no worries. But we move into the next phase, and it's kind of the critique phase, and we'll be going over more on that later. The dev ecosystem was extended by 1 week, which was nice. Also, the community advisor registration starts today. And ends on, this is wrong, it says 1/20/2021. It actually ends next week, so in like 7 days, so either on the 27th or the 28th. And then this is where you guys can actually participate and also earn rewards from it. And so what you do is you essentially rate the proposals, right? The things we were talking about earlier that people submit. You essentially rate them based on 3 different criteria. And it's like 0 to 5 on what you get them, or maybe it's 1 to 5. And you get paid ADA for that, right? So it's really cool. So if you're someone who's willing to actually take the time to look into these projects, you know, you're looking to provide value to the ecosystem, then that's a way you can do it. And we're going to have more information in this video later on how to actually be a part of that process, and then what's happened thus far, and then also how to rate these projects and kind of the documentation, you know, behind this, because it is a serious thing. You know, you don't want to give somebody that has a kick-ass proposal a low rating, and then someone with a good proposal a high rating. You know, the ratings don't actually affect the vote itself. But it probably does, like, mentally affect some people when, you know, I don't want to vote on a 2.0 rate, right? So as I mentioned earlier, this is kind of the phase where we all kind of refine. You know, this is the refinement stage. It started. It's to help proposers improve the impact, feasibility, and audibility of their proposal by commenting. So it's like anything, any other social media website. You essentially have these proposals that people submit, and then below that you have comments, and then in those comments you can actually just reply to the proposal, and then I'll actually have more on that in this video later. So what you guys actually do right now to start participating, you know, we're in this refinement phase. We're supposed to all contribute. You know, if you find something you don't like about a proposal, as long as you're nice, you know, you say, put a couple criticisms about it, you know. So what you do is you actually go to cardano.ideascale.com and you make an account. And then when you're here, you can start to see all of the different proposals, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and click the popular tag. And the site's kind of meh. So what you have to kind of do over here is go to active campaigns. And then these are the different, you know, challenges, you know, developer ecosystem, community choice, and then also DApp creation. So we're going to go ahead and go to DApp creation for this one. And now that we're here, we can see it's $250,000 in ADA. And then this is the timeline, you know, the phase. So the refined phase, as we mentioned earlier, it expires on the 27th. And then the finalized phase. And then the finalized phase, this is kind of the time where people actually have to have their proposals, because in this time, you can actually edit your proposal, take some things out, add some things in, but you can't anymore after the 3rd of February, right? And then the assess phase is where you actually earn rewards, like we talked about earlier. And then there's the voter discussion phase, and then there's the insight sharing, and then the archive. So the voter discussion, I think that's when the voting actually starts, or at least the registration, but I'll have more information on that later. But to actually start looking at the proposals, we can just go ahead and go to popular, and then we can go to just this random one, Cardano crowdfunding platform. And then now that we're here, this is where you can actually start to leave replies, you know, start to interact with this stuff. And it's like any other social media platform. You can just type like, this is great, you know. And if you guys wanted to submit your own proposal, as we mentioned earlier, that phase is already done. You know, this button's grayed out up here. I do wish they gave us a little bit more time than a week. I thought they were going to extend it to 2 weeks, but they closed it out pretty promptly. But yeah, that's how you guys participate in this stuff. And then as far as actually earning the ADA rewards for participating as a community advisor, it's going to be on this site. There's going to be an application on here that you can click. When I asked them about it, they said it's going to be out in a couple of days, or maybe even be out tomorrow. So there's just going to be an extra button that you click on here that says Community Advisor Application. You click that, and then you can't have a proposal and also be a community advisor at the same time. However, the next fund, if you don't have a proposal, you can be a community advisor then. So I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video. It's Neon Pool. You can check them out at neonpool.io. They're a purpose pool that focuses on 3 pillars. All profits go to charity, and it's currently the American Red Cross, but that's subject to change. They host their infrastructure on the cloud, and they use DevOps best practices. And they keep pool fees low, and it's currently set at 0.75%, and that's for the next 12 months. And then also there'll be the first link down below to their website, and then also their ADA pools here. So thank you so much for the sponsor. It means the world. I really can't thank you guys enough. So one thing I wanted to mention is that the voting rewards were paid. So if you participated in the last vote, you should have gotten your rewards on the 20th, right? So reasons as to why you didn't get your voter rewards. The main one seems to be it's because your staking key is not registered. And what that means is you're not staking to a pool. So what you do when you stake to a pool is you register your staking key to the blockchain, right? So if you just moved your ADA to another wallet and you never staked it, you never did anything with it, that staking key wasn't registered, because that's what you're doing when you delegate to a pool, is you're registering your staking key, and then you're submitting a transaction with the delegation, right? So if you didn't do that, then you're not going to receive any voting rewards, because what they're actually doing is they're paying those rewards to your staking key. And a staking key is similar to your address, right? But it's a staking address, right? And so yeah, sorry about that, but we'll learn for this time, you know, and I'll also mention that in my voting rewards video, so you guys don't do that. So yeah. So I want to go over what dev nets, for the developer ecosystem. As you guys know about Cardano, one way that we're allowing a lot of people to build is just accepting a bunch of different languages, giving developers the ability to use different languages to build smart contracts or, to mess with native assets. So what we have right now is the KVM environment, which is with Solidity. I think that's really cool. I have a podcast with Liquid about that. A lot of cool stuff. It essentially allows you to use Solidity, and it'll use the Solidity tools. And Solidity is the language that you use to write smart contracts for Ethereum, and it allows you to use that, but actually compile it down to Cardano code, which is pretty cool. And then the native tokens testnet's out, the Marlowe Playground's out, and Marlowe's essentially like it looks like puzzle pieces. It's a website that you can actually use to write these smart contracts, but it's for the layman, someone who doesn't know how to program using the KVM environment or even Plutus in the future. So coming soon is the Glow language, the Plutus Playground, the Marlowe prototype for end users, the metadata/registry submitter, and then future releases. So what I'm actually deriving this as is this is a little bit further out, right? Because it doesn't say coming soon, it says future releases. So we have the Yella DevNet, Plutus, and let's see if I can figure out what that one is down there. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to see it. Yeah, and I can't even tell you what it's going to be because these are all the ones that I've heard about. So yeah, I thought that'd be important information. If you guys think it is, type important down below. I wanted to go over real quick what the three things that proposals are going to be rated on, and this is the community advisor thing, where you actually vote on these proposals and then get paid in ADA rewards. So I'm sure some of you are going to do that. So the three things you vote on is audibility, impact, and feasibility. And I highly recommend you just to watch this video. It's the Project Catalyst Fund 3 weekly town hall. These town halls they do every week, and it's a lot all at once. It's an hour and 30 minutes. It can obviously be dry sometimes. So that's why I do these recap videos for you guys, because a lot of people are definitely attending them, but not as many people as you'd hope, because I get these questions every day on what's going on, So what you do is you can watch this, and you can also click the documentation. I'll have both links down below for the documentation on how to be a community advisor, and then also to this video. If you're really going to participate in this stuff, you're going to add value, I really recommend watching this video and then reading all of the documentation. There's quite a lot. So what do they mean by audibility? What information needs to be added for this proposal to be accurately reviewed, right? So that's like, we'll say it's a podcast. Well, if the podcast's intention is to bring developers, how many developers have they brought, or what value has it added, right? And that's different for different things, right? So if you are building a dApp, well, how many people use the dApp? What utility, or is it new? There's different audibility for different proposals, and then impact, right? How can this proposal better address the challenge? How can we encourage developers and entrepreneurs to build dApps and businesses on top of Cardano in the next 6 months? I said the Cardano. So yeah, this is a really important one in my opinion. Is impact, right? But this kind of has to do with the challenge, because if the challenge is going to change, if we're not trying to encourage developers and entrepreneurs, then the impact is going to be different, right? But that's kind of like, does it meet the challenge? Does it meet what we're looking for? Because if the challenge is like this, and then my proposal is, we're going to add in ATMs, right? That's not encouraging dApps, although it is encouraging entrepreneurs, right? So then feasibility, and this is kind of like the reality check. What are ways in which the proposal's budget, plan, scope, or can be modified to make it more likely for the proposal to be successfully implemented? And this is kind of like the reality aspect, what if they're trying to do something that's illegal in the country that they're doing it in? Well, that obviously is feasibility 0, right? Because the country that they're trying to do that in is illegal and it won't work, right? So the feasibility is kind of like the reality of it. It's like, are you asking for too little money, for too much money? So I think feasibility is very, very important. So yeah, that's the three things that the advisors rate on. And then if you guys have your own proposals, that's what you're going to be rated on. So keep those in mind when you're making your proposals, or if you're editing them now, So it's a pretty light news week, but I wanted to check back to the developer updates. What these are is they're just an update that they do each week on essentially what the devs are doing. At IOHK, they have multiple dev teams, and there's usually a lot of juicy information. Like I found the Coinbase Rosetta information here before I heard about it anywhere else. So sometimes you get some juicy stuff. So let's see what we got today. So with the Daedalus team, last week the team released Daedalus, and it's version 3.1.0, and continued implementing new features, including a tile view on the delegation center screen, a configurable smash URL option, and an address verification for hardware wallets. And the Adestria team. This week, the Adestria team focused on final preparations for the upcoming Mary hard fork, which including adding multi-asset features into the wallet, which I'm really excited about this. I love the multi-asset stuff. API upgrading, designing multi-sig with token locking, and preparing for integration of the wallet with the multi-sig coordination server. And then the DevOps. This week, the team tallied Project Catalyst votes and improved voter tools to support state keys and voter rewards extraction, which is why we probably got them yesterday. They were working on it because this was released 6 days ago. So, which is based on the total available rewards and the voting power percentage for the stake address. And then Cardano decentralization. Last week, the team reviewed the Alonzo specification for the new ledger rules and generalized the protocol parameters to update mechanism in preparation for further Voltaire implementations. Finally, the team optimized some Mary parameters to reduce the minimum amount of ADA required for the UTXO, and finally running Mary property tests. So this is pretty cool. We can see the DevOps team, they're essentially counting the votes to see who won the Catalyst stuff, which was pretty cool. The thing I'm most excited for is them preparing for the upcoming Mary hard fork, which is coming in February. That's going to add multi-assets to Cardano. So excited for that because that's when people are really going to start building, in my opinion. So I'm pretty hype about that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, click that notification bell, and click all. Let's push this voting guide out. I know it's a bit dry, but it's important stuff, we kind of all have to work together on this, if the things that we want to provide actually have value, because I think more of us are smarter than a few, unless those few are geniuses, Also, if you guys want to join a Discord community, you want to ask any Cardano questions, you can ask down below, or you can join the Discord community and ask us questions in there. We're trying to build a nice little community over there if you want to be a part of that. Also, big shout out to our sponsor. Thank you so much. It'll be the first link down below. So thank you so much for sponsoring this video. It'll be the first link if you guys want to check them out. But yeah, got a lot of videos coming up. I also have a second channel now. And the two channels, if you guys want to follow them, will be down below. It's Big Pay Clips, and then also twitch.tv/BigPay. So Big Pay Clips, I've got a lot of crazy stuff I've been doing that I've been in the works for a while that I'm not going to put on my main channel. So if you guys want to see some crazy stuff, then watch that one. But I hope you guys all have a good rest of your week. I should have a video coming out probably this weekend, so look out for that. I'll see you guys.